Hello, my name is Jasmin Hall, and welcome to the Bowie Youth Showcase. Today we have an assortment of guests that will help get us ready for the new year. From financial advice to dance moves and self-defense, we have it all here for you today. So sit back, take notes, and enjoy. Welcome back. Our first guest is Ms. Bonnie Davis, a financial advisor with 13 years of financial service experience, specializing in financial planning and investment services for individuals and small businesses. Ms. Davis is also a chartered financial consultant. Welcome, Ms. Davis.
Thank you, Jasmine. I'm glad to be here. Thanks a lot.
What are some steps you can take now to reach your yearly financial goals?
Okay, Jasmine, there are lots of steps that you can take to be more financially secure, especially gearing up for 2012. So what I would offer up is where you really want to start is a balanced budget. Around the governments around the world are facing the challenge and the struggle of balancing their budget. And we have to do the same thing for our personal households. So you want to start by creating that balanced budget, and there are 5 key steps that I'd like to offer the audience to help them to be on track for achieving their goals in 2012 and for developing that budget. So the very first step is to do a realistic assessment. So how do you do that? You organize your bills. So you want to make an itemized list of all of your outgoing expenses. And in working with my clients, I suggest that they actually itemize those expenses to categories: food, transportation, utilities, etc. And also, by the way, Jasmine, you want to remember to include things like savings. So if you're already saving for emergencies or retirement, you want to make sure that you remember to include that in your itemized list of expenses. So step 2, you want to do an evaluation. You want to scrutinize those numbers. You want to examine the numbers and put them up against your net take-home pay. And in doing that scrutinizing, you want to look for areas where you can maybe make some adjustments, areas that are out of whack, that are out of alignment with realistic expenses for that particular area. For example, if you were looking at your expenses and you determine that you have a large percentage of that a large percentage of your expenses are going to, say, dining out, then maybe that's an area that you want to take a look at and cut back. So the third step is changing that reality. So you want to change your financial reality. You want to fix what you don't like. Now that may mean that you have to make some sacrifices, some trade-offs, that in looking at your expenses, maybe you step back and decide that you can do some couponing or some carpooling, various ways that you can actually cut back. And maybe there are some expenses that you just want to reduce that dining out, reduce that cable bill, etc. But Jasmine, there's 2 sides to the equation. There's income and there's expenses. So I tell my clients, don't be shy about looking at the income side as well. Maybe you can pick up that part-time job. Maybe walk in and ask the boss for a raise. So if you attack both sides, income and expenses, you're going to put yourself in a position to be on track for achieving your goals. And then the fourth step, which is kind of obvious, but follow the budget. If you're going to do steps 1 through 3, you're going to do all that work, then you really should act on that budget. You should do that execution piece. And then lastly, seek help. if needed. I mean, there are lots of resources out there. There's online, there are self-help books, and then of course there are folks like myself, financial advisors that you can work with one-on-one, face-to-face to help you be on track for achieving your goals.
Okay. So what are some of the most valuable tools one can use to improve their financial standing?
Well, that's a great question. And I would say one of the most valuable tools that you can use is actually what I've been talking about, and that's to create a budget. And I'll add to that and say create a written budget. So well thought out written budget really does increase your chances of being on track for having a more secure financial situation and improved financial position.
Okay, so what are some of the most common mistakes you see individuals make?
I think one of the more common mistakes is that folks take the time to do steps 1 through 3, and then they forget to actually implement and act on the budget. If you don't do that piece, then you're really not going to affect the change. And I think you would agree that for most of us, if you really are looking to change that reality, if you're really looking to make a difference in your financial situation, oftentimes that means that you're going to have to do some things a little differently than maybe what you're used to doing. So I think that would be one of the areas that I would say.
Okay. Is there any advice you can offer to those individuals that struggle with money management?
Well, I think, Jasmine, the advice that I would offer is it takes commitment, it takes focus, it takes a willingness to change. And you really have to have that willingness to make a difference in your financial situation. And with that willingness to change, typically you're going to find that motivation to do those 5 steps that I mentioned. So let me summarize. Step 1, you want to do a realistic assessment. You want to organize your bills. Step 2, you want to do that evaluation. So you want to scrutinize those numbers, do that examination, that analysis. Look for areas where maybe you can make some changes. And then step 3, you want to fix what you don't like, which may mean that you have to make some sacrifices, may mean that you have to do some trade-offs and do some things a little different than what you've been doing in the past. But doing that will for sure put you closer to achieving your goals. And then the 4th is what? Act on the budget. That's key. And then lastly, seek help if needed. So all of these areas in more detail I discuss in my Prince George's Women's Journal column. So smart thinking for 2012.
Okay, wow, sounds great. We're going to have to check it out.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you so much, Ms. Davis, for joining us and educating our viewers.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay, we will be right back. Our next guest, Lynette Trusky, has reached out to our youth in quite a unique way through the glitzy and glamorous world of ballroom dancing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Okay, so talk to us about what inspired you to start this program.
I saw a documentary called Mad Hot Ballroom that was made in 2005 about New York City school children that were being taught ballroom dancing, and it was really motivational. I just thought that was an amazing program, and the kids really responded. And from watching that, I always had in the back of my mind I would love to do that for our children here in Maryland. And then I was a national board teacher candidate last year, and I had to come up with a big project, and I said, this is my opportunity to introduce ballroom to the Maryland school children, or Prince George's County school children.
Okay, so how have the students responded to this program?
They hated it at first. You know, no child, you have to learn not to call them boys and girls. We gave them numbers and they became ones and twos. And we teach the ballroom, 5 ballroom dances to 5th grade students. And at first they're very reluctant because it's dancing and it's boy-girl. But after a couple of the dances, it was amazing. It was like wildfire. The children would ask every day, are we dancing today? Are we dancing today? And the parents were commenting and the community was getting excited. And it just, every teacher that did it said even if I didn't do another competition, they would teach it again. So the kids loved it.
Okay. You hosted a Touch of Class elementary ballroom dancing competition in previous years. Can you tell us a little bit about what that consisted of?
Okay, we've done it one time so far, and I reached out to the Bowie Arts Committee, and they awarded me a grant to do the program, and so I invited all Prince George's elementary schools to participate, and 7 brave music or PE teachers, some came together to do this together at their school, which was another really nice part of the teamwork involved. And 7 schools took the chance to compete, and we helped them learn the dances, and I provided the resources. And then we had our competition in January at the Bowie Performing Arts Center, and every school went home with a trophy of some kind, and we gave them gold, silver, and bronze medals, and all the children got a medal, and it was just a beautiful experience. The parents loved it, the community came out, and it was really, well, it was so much fun. And I should tell you, Arthur Murray Dance Studios of Silver Spring, they partnered with us to be our dance experts, and they provided the judges for the competition, and then 2 of their professional dancers danced for us at the competition. So that we got to see professional ballroom dancing for free because we didn't charge anything for tickets last year. This year we are charging just a $5 fee because I didn't get a grant this year, so we need to support the program and pay for the trophies. Things like that.
And that kind of leads me into my next question. Are there any upcoming competitions
your students
will be in?
A Touch of Class Elementary Ballroom Dance Competition 2012 will be Saturday, February 4th of this year at the Bowie Performing Arts Center, 7 o'clock in the evening. 10 schools this year.
Oh, okay.
Bigger competition.
Okay, and they're only elementary schools?
All elementary schools, some 4th, but mostly all 5th grade students.
Okay, do they go all out with the tuxedos?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
They dance. It's all about etiquette, and it's all about learning to stand tall. If I can just say, I told the parents at the last competition, everything kind of is down in our cool society. The kids' world is sort of head down, shoulders down, and you know their pants are way down. And so I just wanted them to feel what it was like to stand up and hold your head tall, and they are beautiful young gentlemen and ladies when they do it.
Do you know of any students that might have continued with it after elementary school?
I do. Great story. A student at my school, his mother knew he was a good dancer, a social dancer. She did not realize that he was a good dancer of many kinds. He was one of the best dancers I had, and she decided to have him audition for Thomas Pullen, and he got in. So it totally changed her direction of what she saw him doing, and I was really proud of him.
Okay, so is it only ballroom dancing, or is it, well, like, are there certain other styles that you guys do, or you just kind of stick to? We
do foxtrot, merengue, swing, which is their favorite and the hardest, tango, and this year we're adding the rumba.
Oh, okay, exciting.
All ballroom.
Okay, so do you guys ever need like volunteers or?
Definitely. Last year I had my daughters and all their friends running the backstage for me because I didn't have, we'd never done it before. But yes, we need people to help. If anybody's interested, call Northview Elementary School and Lynette Trusky. I'd be glad to find something for you to do.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time and good luck to your students.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Okay. We will be right back.